And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that break because we have returned with two series remaining, two best of threes left in this broadcast, in this group. And one of them is a ZvT, another ZvT tonight between Dark and Ryung. Here we go. A bit of a rematch. I wish Asher... It's a shame Asher isn't here for this because this is a rematch from a series we casted last year. It was a year ago at this point. It was around November, October, where we saw these two duke it out in the previous map pool, and Ryung came out on top. Ryung was looking powerful. He was looking strong. Wasn't upset. Can he do it again? Because spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Z Gaming. One of the favorites of this group. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Tuna Terran himself representing Onside Gaming. It is Ryung. And to put things into perspective, Dark is currently second place of the group. Cure is confirmed out in first. If you remember, we were discussing it earlier, but Cure and Dark were tied essentially for first place, and Cure ended up winning his series against Dark, which did cement himself as number one. Dark currently number two, but there's a world. There's a world where if Ryung is able to win this next series, if he can win this best of three, then we could see a world where Dark actually maybe knock down a peg. I'm pretty sure Dark is confirmed out of this group, but whether it's second or third place, that is yet to be confirmed. And Ryung can make it in. It's going to be a battle between Ryung and Lambert. Ryung and Lambert, they are both vying for third place. Who's it going to go to? It's going to depend on these next two last series, and here we go. Ryung is going to be just going for a bit of an SCV scout, just trying to get a read on what's going on. We can see Dark going for another gasless opener. We mentioned this earlier. Dark did this exact same build against Cure on Neo Humanity, and specifically on this map, Dark is very fond of gasless openers. No gas geysers, no link speed, no fast lair, no fast roach warren, minerals. That's all we need. That is all Dark needs, at least, and it can be a really scary thing to do, but the reason why Dark does this on Neo Humanity is because the choke points, the entryways into these bases are very narrow, and as a result, you don't need too much here to stop any kind of Hellion dives and to stop your Terran player from being too aggressive. As here we go. Reaper has arrived. Is going to be doing the dance with the Lings. Going to be poking, prodding, just trying to pick off whatever it can. Shouldn't get too much damage done as the Lings are being pulled back in time. One Ling is going to go down, but only one. Up. Ryung a little bit greedy. One shot from going down, but no, he does pull back in time. Almost gets a drone. Back at home, a 3cc opener. Very economic here out of Ryung. I know we've been focusing a lot on Dark's opener because it's a little bit different. It's very peculiar, a very unique build here from Dark. Likewise, Ryung is known for his mech. We saw that earlier today as we casted Ryung versus Lambo. And Ryung was looking damn good against Lambo. Didn't win the series in the end, but did have a close one versus the German Zerg player. And on a map like Neo Humanity, I feel like mech is a given. But we'll see. We'll see if he does go for it. And if he does, we'll see what kind of form or variation as the Reaper does block the gas geyser. Almost gets a drone. Up. Does get a worker in the end. Very nice pickup here from Ryung. Not the biggest of deals, not the end of the world, but good value nonetheless for this initial Reaper. Back at home, it's a 3cc 111. Viking first. Interesting. With this Viking first, this almost looks like a BC opener, but we'll see as we are going for an add-on swap. Do we throw down a fusion core? The other thing, bearing in mind, we did see Mass Banshee. We did see Mass Banshee earlier from Ryung, and with this add-on swap, I'm feeling Banshees over BCs as there was not a fusion core. Okay, here we go. Banshees are commencing. This Viking is a bit of a tell. It's almost like baiting Dark into believing that it's going to be a BC opener. So yeah, really interesting stuff as we have a second Overlord going in. Is going to get eyes on the Tech Lab on the starport as well. as the Overlord is going to get shut down just before it sees the rest of the production. Meanwhile, Hellions dive into the natural base. A very bold move here from Ryung. Lings are having a hard time keeping up. A couple of drones are going to go down. Oh. 5 workers in total. Not too bad here for only a handful of Hellions, but Dark, he is going for his own roach push. Roaches are coming out across the map. Again, I'm pretty sure they are designed to try to punish a little bit more of a greedy opener here, but the Banshee has arrived, and again, this is the first time that Dark sees this. He was not expecting Banshees at all, and the Banshees will force these roaches back. So for those wondering, typically when you open up Viking, there aren't any Banshees because the Viking delays Banshee production, and if you're opening Banshee, you want to prioritize that and really focus on Banshees initially to get economic damage. So this was a curveball that Dark wasn't expecting, and it means that all these roaches can't really do anything. It's dead supply, essentially, and these otherwise could have been workers. This could have been a base as well, so yeah, a nice kind of mind game here from Ryung. The roaches are forced back, and we see Dark taking a more defensive position, gaining control of his 3 bases. Meanwhile, Ryung throws down additional Raxes. As I mentioned earlier, they were not scouted, but Ryung is going bio, not mech. So really switching things up, shifting gears here. Ryung is keeping Dark guessing, really showing us as well that Ryung is not a one-trick pony. He doesn't just have to rely on mech, he can play bio as well. And making assumptions when going up against Ryung can sometimes kill you, can sometimes hurt you dearly. So really cool to see that Ryung is, again, keeping Dark on his toes. 4th base is on the way. Dark is committing to 1-1, and we'll see if he drones more from here. 72 workers is a pretty good place to stop and just max out on Roach. Just pure Roach Ravager and go for one big push across the map, and I think that's what Dark is working towards. Again, we'll keep our eye on the production tab. We'll see if he starts making more drones. We'll see if he throws down an infestation pit. That would be a sign, that would be a tell, but that's not what we're seeing. We have 10 over... Oh my god. We have 10 Overlords in production. A big supply block is going to be broken, but this tells us that Dark does plan on maxing out on pure Roach. There we go. The rocks are being knocked down. Dark is getting ready for his push. He's getting ready for his assault. Back at home, we have 2 tanks. That's okay. We need more than that. The Bio Army does show up. A couple of drones are being focused down. The Roaches have been spotted. But Ryung, does he notice that the rocks have been knocked down? He doesn't quite check here in the center of the map. He's going to be keeping Dark busy. And Dark is squeezing out a couple of workers. But I think they were just to replace the ones that just died. Yeah, he's still focusing on his attack. Queens are on the way. More roaches in production. It's going to be all about whether or not Ryung can defend this location here outside his 3rd. Oh boy. Ryung's Banshee, again, not quite getting eyes on things. Dark has now maxed out 200 supply on Roach Ravager. 1-1 has kicked in. No 2-2, no infestation pit. Dark isn't really thinking further ahead right now. He's focusing everything on this big timing, on this big, basically all in. And here we go. The Roach Ravager is pushing on forward here. One of the tanks is on siege. 3 of them are in the backline doing a lot of damage, but it looks like Dark has busted on through. He gets on top of the tanks, piles them down, and he has too much here. Ryung didn't recognize what was happening, didn't realize how much danger he was in, and he's going to be losing control of his 3rd base. This 1-1 timing is a powerful thing here from Dark. There is some Marines and some Marauders coming out. It looks like Ryung is going to be able to try to force this back, but he's still losing so many workers. So many SCVs are falling. The Queens rock up as well. And with the death of this 3rd, that's going to be the death of Ryung. Now we start 2-2. Now we start Ling speed. We should be seeing an infestation pits, another hatchery. Their 4th base is being taken. But again, Dark has already done enough damage, and he's just going to be containing Ryung to 3 bases. Barely even 3 bases mining. Yeah, we can see Ryung forced to lift up and maneuver his 3rd base over towards the right-hand side. His supply blocked. 2-2 on the horizon for the Terran player. For both players, really. But once again, the flank on the left-hand side is looking a little bit thin. 2 tanks go down. And Dark, he's just keeping Ryung on the ground. Just won't let him stand up. Will not just let up at all. The Biles, they almost bring down that CC. As Ryung is taking a better fight here. Oh god, Jesus. Again, Ryung does have a more efficient army, doesn't have the best economy, but he's slowly recovering. He's getting there. But that is also why it's important that Dark is also transitioning as well. Tank is going to be falling, but Ryung is pushing through. Again, even though Ryung's economy is in the dumpster right now, he has a pretty large Marine Royal army. He's all in. He's pushing out. He has one chance. He has to end the game with this attack. One chance, one opportunity. Biles are taking down the medevacs. Ravagers are also falling, but you can see that Ryung's army is being thinned out. Oof. Yeah, he doesn't have enough. The reinforcements from Dark are just too much. It was a good effort, but GG gets called, and Dark will take game number 1. GG. And a very powerful game 1 there by Dark, going for a gasless opener into a big maxed out 1-1 roach timing. Again, that was designed to break the third, and boy oh boy did he break that third base. Ryung, he didn't see it coming ahead of time. Even though he was being active with his Banshee and with his drops, he was being active on the edges of the map, and he did not see the roach army building up. He didn't notice the rocks being knocked down. Otherwise, he probably would have been more active with his Banshee, even with his Marines and the Marauders, to chip away at the army itself and to slow it down, prioritize tank production, get bunkers up. That would have been the big thing as well. If he saw it coming, bunkers would have been thrown down to help support those tanks and to really solidify that position. But Ryung, he didn't know. Didn't see. Did not see, and yeah, with that, Dark does take a lead in this series, but merely a lead. It's a best of 3. Still has another game to take. Ryung has a chance at bringing it back. Here we go. Loading back into said lobby. Game 2 is going to be taking place over on Royal Blood. Also, the two only Koreans, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ryung and Dark are the only Koreans with facial hair. Am I mistaken there? I think DRG has a little bit going on, maybe a little bit. I don't think there are any Protoss players with facial hair. Kura, can you confirm? Oh no, am I crazy? The last time we saw Hero was growing something out, right? Like a mustache. I can't quite recall.
I do not know about Hero having a mustache now, but I'm trying to imagine it now.
Am I crazy? I feel like in WTL, Hero, did he have something? I'm checking. I have to check now. Did I dream? Did I dream Hero with facial hair? What am I dreaming of? I need to double check. But here we go. We're going into our next game. We can hear the beeps. I'm checking the WCL VOD. I remember he was like wearing a leather jacket, but I could just be crazy. Okay, I'm crazy. He had a haircut. Why was I just envisioning Hero with like a mustache? I don't know. This is what happens when you cast late into the night. It's 1:30 a.m. in the morning here. And here we go. We are getting into our next game. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Zerg player, leading the series 1-0, representing Dragon Kaizi Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, representing Outside Gaming. It is Ryung. Here we go. See in the chat catching up. Yeah, Dark has been looking really powerful this week in ZvT. If for those of you who, oh my god, as Dark is going for a pull first, by the way. He's going for a pull first opener, but what we were just getting at, I do recommend checking out the VODs on this channel. We casted ESL Open Cup Americas and ESL Open Cup Asia, and in both tournaments, Dark did defeat Bjorn and Cure each on both of those tournaments. It's crazy. It was really interesting to see Dark face off against Bjorn back-to-back and Cure back-to-back. So yeah, he's been looking really in form, really in shape in the ZvT matchup. Didn't help him earlier today though. Cure got his revenge. Despite going down to Dark twice this week, he did get his revenge earlier today, bringing down Dark in the group stage. But can Ryung fight back as well? Can he put a point on the board as Lings are coming out for Dark? Here we go. So, yeah, really interesting opener here. We just see Ling's going to be moving out, looking to delay the CC on the low ground. The SCV scout from Ryung will confirm this, and as a result, his initial units should be staying back at home. Reaper is looking for those Lings, but we can see that Dark is going to be bypassing the Reaper here, as he does go the long way around. I believe Dark only revealed 2 Lings. He did keep the other 4 Lings behind, and he was able to keep them hidden. As a result, this CC is going to be delayed at least a little bit. There we go. The Lings do go in. The SCV will survive, and it will delay this building for a couple of seconds, but Ryung will get it back up and running. Oh, going for a 3rd CC behind this. Here we go. So a 3cc opener. We have a factory behind this. We're going into our starport, I imagine, as well. So very economic from Ryung. Oh, Dark. He's actually making another wave of Lings. He's crazy. Okay. So Dark is going for a bit of a Ling flood. As soon as Ling speed kicks in, Dark is going to be sending everything across map to try to break the natural base. Got 12 more Lings in production. Dark, he's having some fun. He's enjoying himself. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Ryung just doing for a 3cc Banshee. Looks to be 3cc Banshee here with what would be an add-on swap with the Tech Lab and the Rex. Meanwhile, the Lings, they bypass the Reaper entirely. The 3rd base has been delayed quite heavily here in favor of this Ling Flood. Dark about to rock up, looking for a surround on these Hellions. Boy, and Ryung, will he be able to respond in time? Can he react in time as the Lings have now appeared? And up! Oh, he does pull back. Is going to keep these Hellions safe. The other 2 pop out just in time. Oh, the Lings are going to be dealt with. SCVs, one of them is going to be going down. But so far, good reactions here from Ryung. Is it going to be enough? Because we have another wave of Lings. Up! We have another wave, and we do work through 2 of those Hellions. 7 SCVs go down, crippling the economy here of Ryung. But he does have a 3rd CC behind this. Like, he can recover from this. He can make 3 workers at a time, 3 mules at a time. I don't know if that was worth it for Dark. If he got the surround of the Hellions, then I think yes. But because he didn't, Dark is on a low worker count. He also has a very late 3rd. Oof. Not gonna be ideal at all here for Dark. Banshees have hit the fields. Spores are done. Queens are getting in position, but yeah, Ryung, he's looking to make a series out of this. He is looking to have a series, looking to make a game. For now, Dark trying to recover his economy here at his third. At the same time, Ryung taking his own third base, not too far behind in the worker counts. We have our 3-1-1 set up as well, as to be expected. And Ryung is hitting the field, actually making a Raven. I did see the Raven earlier, but it didn't quite register. So yeah, Raven opener here for Ryung. He's going to be able to preserve his scans and clean up a lot of this creep. Here we go. Ryung is going to be sharking around. There are 7 queens available here for Dark. Good target firing on that Raven, taking a lot of hits already. Ryung's got to be careful. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. And things are going to be settling down from here. Again, Dark, he's got some catching up to do. He threw down a safety Roach Warren. We have the Lair on the way. Eva Chambers for 1-1. Dark, this is looking like he wants to go into Roach play again, especially because there is no Bailey Nest. So a 1-1 Roach timing could serve Dark well, but he is stuck at home. There we go. Roaches are in production. And yeah, like clearly, you know, in retrospective, that Link Flood just did not pay off for Dark whatsoever. And it looks like he's looking for a longer game. Sure, we do have 1-1 on the way, but the big tell that Dark isn't going to be hitting a big all-in timing is we have an Infestation Pit. With this, we gain access to Infestors, a Hive as well. Dark, he's going for a more turtle approach, a more defensive approach. Dark knows that he's behind, and he's going to try to defend long enough for him to be able to bring himself back into this, have a more competitive game. While Ryung being active on the map, cleaning up a lot of this creep, taking down most of these tumors, every tumor even. Still building up his bio army as well. Just was hyper focused on his production. And it looks like Ryung is going to be 8-raxing. This is the 8th Rax in production here for Ryung. He's on 3 bases. He hasn't taken the gas geysers at his 3rd either. And if this goes on a little bit longer, if we don't see a 4th CC, then yeah, Ryung is just going to double down on this. We'll see how long it takes for him to try to take a 4th. Meanwhile, he's being very active with his army. Again, denying creep, pushing out on the left-hand side. And Dark still doesn't have Roach speed. Oof, as 3 Roaches do get focused down. And Dark can't really punish these drops. He can barely keep up with them. There we go, we have +1 melee on the way. There's that Hive as well because of that Infestation Pit. Going to be taking up even further into Adrenal, into Vipers. So again, Dark is stuck at home. I believe the Infestors do have enough energy for a Fungal. We mentioned earlier, Dark, I don't think he's going to die anytime soon because of those Infestors. At least he's not going to die to the pressure, to the aggression. 5th base is denied. But Ryung's forces are building up, and this is going to be a hefty push here. Ryung is cutting workers at a 3-base economy, 66. Again, there is no 4th base. This is a 3-base all-in, essentially. We're 8-raxing. 2-2 still on the horizon, and Ryung going for a massive push here on the right-hand side of the map. Actually going to be diverting his attention through the center. Bailing speed is about to kick in. It's going to be all about the engagement, going to be all about the attack. We do have a massive anti-armor missile on the Ravagers. Meanwhile, the Infestors are ready for those Fungals. Dark has to give up on this base. 4th hatchery is going to be going down. Ryung rotating over towards the left-hand side. Another big anti-armor missile. Does connect with the army. 5th base is going to be denied. Dark knocked down to 3 bases. And Ryung, he's going to keep on pushing. He's going to be bleeding out some units here on the right-hand side. Not going to be ideal. big connections there, but once again, another anti-armor missile. Is it going to be enough? We still have a lot of Ling Bane. The Vipers have arrived. They're looking for those for those blinding clouds. If they're able to connect with these tanks, then maybe Dark can take a fight, but we can see Ryung just bullying Dark back. The upgrade's just too good. There are the blinding clouds, but now we're running out of Ling Bane. We're running out of roaches. It was so cool to see just consecutive anti-armor missiles time and time again. And Ryung has broken Dark. No Banelings remaining, only 3 Ravagers. And Ryung is snowballing out of control. GG gets called, and Ryung is fighting back in this series, ties it up 1-1. Oh, GG. We have a series. We are going to the ace match. I mentioned earlier, of course, coming into this, the opener here from Dark was really lackluster in the end. He delayed his third base for a big Link Flood. It did not work, did not pay for itself, and Dark was behind. He was straight up behind after the failed Link Flood. His third base was so delayed, his droning was so behind as well, and Ryung was able to snowball out of control. But leading into this series, we were talking about how Ryung has beaten Dark in the past. Ryung, like, on a good day, looks so damn good, so damn powerful. And we'll see if he can cause the upset. We'll see if he can bring down Dark in a series. Here we go. It's that tuna power. Oh. The tuna is coming out. The Dongwon is here. And game 3 is going to be taking place on Gressman. Ooh, interesting. All right, so Gressman is going to be the final map here for this series, and I do worry a little bit for Dark. A little bit. The reason why I say that is that this is not a bad map for mech, and Ryung hasn't gone mech yet in this series. He's willing to, he likes it, he wants it, he's good at it, he's damn good. He's brought down players like Raynor with his mech before. But at the same time, Gressman can be a little bit open, and it can be not a bad map here for these big Queen Roach All-Ins. If Dark is able to get a read that it is mech ahead of time, then he can try and cripple and punish Ryung before he can really get that mech production going. There are these windows of opportunity that Dark knows how to take advantage of, so yeah, it's not that clear cut. Not that clear cut. We'll see. We'll see what Ryung has in store for us, what build he has in store. We've seen a lot. We've seen we've seen 2-port Banshee into mech. We've seen 2-port BC. We've seen Bioplay, of course. The world is Ryung's oyster. The world is Ryung's tuna. His tuna, baby. His tuna. Also, what's happening in the chat? Why are we talking about potatoes? Now I'm just hungry. Now I just want to eat a potato. I'm gonna get some food after this. Aye. We're loading in. We are loading on in. Into the ace match, into game number 3. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Z Gaming, being forced into the ace match, struggling a little bit in game number 2, but looking to bring it back in game 3. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Tuna Terran himself, representing Onside Gaming, tying up the series 1-1 in the last game, looking to snowball out of control with that momentum in this series. It is Ryung. And speaking of the chats, a shout out to Tater Tutor in the chat for gifting a sub to the community, gifting a sub to Fanatic_SE2. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the subs. Thank you. All the money that we make here on our Twitch channel does go towards our tournaments. So We don't just appreciate it, but the players appreciate it as well. So thank you so much. Gracias, gracias. Hope you enjoy your replay packs, Fnatic. Hope you enjoy. As we do have our ace match. This time, a hatch gas pool opener. To wind it back a bit, if you remember in game number 2, Dark did go for a pool first as well. There was a lot in game 2 that just wasn't going Dark's way in the early game. It was a pool first into a Ling Flood. The pool first didn't pay off. If you remember, Ryung, he didn't lose any SCVs. His CC was delayed by like 3 seconds, and that's it. And of course, the Ling Flood fell on its face. But a lot of what I'm bringing up is due to the opener of Dark, and now that he's going for a more economic opener, I mean, things are already going to be looking better here for our Zerg player. SCV Scout is going to be moving out. Ryung just going to be confirming that it is a hatch first, so now he doesn't have to be too concerned here with what his opponent is up to. Doesn't have to be too concerned about Lings moving out across the map and really disrupting him, as Dark is looking to take his third. Going to be hiding that drone a little bit here from the Reaper. Ryung does come across the drone, does force a gas geyser. He's got an SCV here parked at the southern base as well, so Dark is going to be delayed up for only a second, as he's very quick here to cancel, goes back in, and Dark does get his third. Again, not too disturbed, delayed by a couple of seconds, but again, Dark is able to get it up and running. Back at home, Ryung going for a fast third CC build. So once again, very economic here out of Ryung. We still don't see any big tells about whether or not this is going to be mech. Still could go into a variety of different kind of builds for our Terran player. Oh. No, who is it? Barcode. Ah! As it looks like one of the observers has been called out. I think that's actually one of the Chinese admins, one of the WTL admins, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully everything's okay. If the main Chinese stream is impacted by this, then we may need to restart or rebuild the lobby. It is possible, but yeah, hopefully everything's okay, and hopefully this doesn't impact the players too much. Or sorry, impact the mainstream too much. As we do have to wait for the observer to time out. Ah, smooch. And okay, there we go. we're getting back into this. Looks like we won't be restarting, we won't be rebuilding the lobby. I mean, we can continue, and hopefully we don't have any more technical issues from here. Hopefully there's, everything is looking stable and we're all good. We can all hold on together. So just to kind of bring us back into this again, standard economic opener here out of Dark. His third base was delayed by a little bit, but not too much. Likewise, Ryung going for a fast third TC is setting up for an add-on. So we have the tech lab on the way on that Rax. Second gas just now being taken here by Ryung as well. And we should be seeing an add-on swap. There we go. Do have that add-on swap for the Banshee opener. So all is looking as it should. Again, Banshee opener makes a lot of sense against Dark, specifically because he is known. He is a bit of a roach enjoyer, and these Banshee openers do keep you safe against that sort of thing, especially against early roach timings, because of course roaches don't shoot up, and by the time they do move out, we're going to have 2 Banshees available. Meanwhile, very fast lair. As soon as the Reaper goes down, we get our lair. This was around a 4-minute 10 lair timing from Dark, far earlier than normal. Now, what's it going to be for? That is the question. We are taking 3 gases. Baneling Nest is thrown down, so this is not going to be for a roach rush. Hellions are going to dip in, but the Queens are in position to swat them away. Are we going to see a fast Spire? We haven't taken the 4th gas geyser, though. That's the big thing, is that we are lacking in additional gases. What does Dark have in store for us? Evo chambers are on the way. Okay, so yeah, nothing too crazy here with these Evo chambers. He's going to be able to get into 1-1. It is not going to be Spire Tech. Maybe just a fast lair just for safety, just for a faster Overseer. There it is. Overseer is on the way. Which makes a lot of sense here. To try to get a scout up, to try to recognize what Ryung is up to, Banshee dips in, is going to be forced back. And yeah, this faster Overseer scout is just going to give Dark the peace of mind that he needs to, you know, recognize that it's not going to be mech, of course. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was really curious because, like, even if you like are paranoid, rushing into a lair like that is ill-advised, even to make an Overseer. So, but we can see really fast infestation behind this. We are rushing into Hive Tech. Okay, this is something that I've only seen Dark do on Altitude and Ancient Cistern. But I guess, you know, after those two maps, this is the next largest map in the map pool here. So yeah, with this, we can rush into Fast Hive. We can start working towards Ling Bane into Ultra Tech. Ay, ay, ay. All right. And there it is, Hive. Like, sub 6, this is a 6:25-minute Hive. Jesus Christ. Very fast Hive Tech here from Dark. Towards the south, Banshee is going to be just looking to delay his opponent, keeping an eye on things. Ryung doing the best he can for map control, but Dark is being so greedy behind this. Like, tech-wise, he's being so greedy, and he's getting away with it. Ryung building up his forces. This is looking like another Atrax. Let me just double-check. And yes, this is going to be another 3-base all-in from Ryung. We saw it work last game. I wonder if it's going to work here. Putting things into perspective, Dark is he's investing a lot of resources into this Hive, into, again, Adrenal Glands, and I imagine an Ultra Cavern or Vipers. Would Vipers be ready in time for this push? That's the question. Because it's going to be a hefty attack. It's going to be brutal. Vipers, they may be out in time. It's going to be close here as the production is still getting underway. It's still going to be a little bit before Ryung sends out his army. He's only being active with drop play. And here we go. The Hive is now done. We should be seeing Adrenal soon. Meanwhile, here comes a double drop. This hatchery is going to go down. There are the Vipers on the way, so we're making use of the Vipers first initially, which I think is a wise choice. And yeah, because we're going to have Vipers so quickly, there's Adrenal Glands as well. And there's that Ultra Cavern. Again, it is going to be Ling Bane into Ultra, which is something that Dark used to do a lot back in the day, a couple of years ago. These Vipers will be out in time for the attack. He will have Blinding Clouds for those tanks, and that may be the missing thing, or the missing ingredient here that Dark needed or needs against something like an Atrax. And here we go. Everything is being sent out across the map. A massive committed 3-base push here from Ryung. We're going to have one Viper. It still needs time to gather energy. As Ryung moves out, a Ling counterattack is going to keep him at bay. Ooh, Bailings are being called out as well. Not going to be the best trade here for Dark. Yeah, Bailings are going to be cancelled, but this doesn't matter. Like, what matters right now is that Dark is buying time. He forces the entire army to pull back, and now the Viper is out. The Vipers are out. And they're going to have enough energy for Blinding Clouds. Very important here for Dark. I feel like his defense relies on those Vipers. Here we go, the Ling Bane getting ready to push on in, but the tanks are getting in position. Likewise, Dark getting ready for a counterattack, but there are reinforcements back at home. And here we go, the Baileys, they do crash onto a tank. Not the best trade from Dark. Hatchery's going to go down. That will supply block our Zerg player as well. Oh, very quick reaction on that depot, but this mineral line is looking very exposed. As the Marines do come back home, the Baileys, they roll on in, they take down the SCVs. But Ryung holds, and he's focusing on his push. Here come the Vipers. Big Blinding Clouds on the first tank, looking to be thrown down on the second tank as well. But there's so many Marines. There are too many Marines available. It's not about the tanks, it's about the Bio Army instead. Kindness Plating is about to kick in. Do we have any Ultras? No, no Ultras are available. I don't think we can really afford them right now. As Ryung is gaining ground, he's getting on top of that that fourth base. Dark once again going for a counterattack, but Ryung, he's back at home. He's ready for it. Lings are going to deny some mining only for a moment. Now, the Vipers did survive. That's the other important thing. The Vipers survived. They have enough energy for another Blinding Cloud, but this base does go down. Dark getting ready for a surround. Oh, Ryung preparing for that as well. Oh my god. The foresight that Ryung has. Yeah, he catches the Lings. A lot of them will go down. The first Ultra is in production, but one Ultra isn't really going to be enough. And Ryung, he's rotating. Interesting here. He's going to rotate over towards the center of the map, heading towards the third base instead. Is that going to work out for him? Can he afford to take things slow? The longer this goes on, the better it is for Dark. Again, Ryung is a player that's all in. Dark, he's able to get another base up and running. He has efficient mining. Getting ready for another surround. Looking to come in from behind. The first Ultra does reveal itself. Oh, but Dark runs into a wall of Marines. These Lings are not trading well at all. And Ryung pushing through the middle. He does see a lot of Banelings, and here we go. Dark, he's going for it. Tanks are on siege. Big connections on the Marines. But there are reinforcements coming in, and it looks like Ryung has done it. We do have a massive Ling counterattack. It's crippling the economy, the third base of Ryung, but he doesn't care. He's pushing on in. There are a couple of Banelings left, but only a couple. Big connection. Oh my god. Those Ultras refuse to die. The Queens, the Transfuse. Dark, can he pull this off? It's going to be so close. He throws down another big Blinding Cloud. Gets off a yoink. Ryung is down to one tank, and he has to keep pushing. These Ultras actually did come into play. They just took so many of those Marine shots. The Queens kept them alive. But Liberators are arriving. The all-in is continuing. Dark trying to hold on. He's going for a big counterattack once again. Ultra speed is done. Ryung, he's on the edge. He's on the brink. He can almost break Dark. Ling run by though, catching a lot of these reinforcements. And Ryung is taking too long. I feel like he's just taking too long. We have two more Ultras coming out. The Vipers, they got energy once again. Slow and steady doesn't always win the race. Good Marine control though. But again, the Transfuses keep everything alive. Banelings are done. And there's only one tank. It's not enough. Dark, he cleans this up. He holds. Dark has done it. It was a very close defense. GG gets called, and Dark takes the series 2-1, bringing down Ryung. GG. Oh my god. But that was a very close game. That went down to the wire. I do think that Ryung needed a little bit more urgency. I'm not fond of Ryung rotating over towards the center. It was a safe move, but specifically because Dark already had Hive Tech, like the longer it went on, the better it was for Dark. He was getting more Ultra upgrades. He was working on 3-3. He was retaining and getting more value out of his Vipers, gathering more energy. Time was on Dark's side. GG gets called, and congratulations to Dark for solidifying his position as second place in this group. Meanwhile, we are heading over to the Land of the Americas for our next series. Don't go anywhere. After this break, we'll have our final best of 3, Lambo versus Cyan. See you soon.